finance manager at my job mistakenly sent an Excel file with everyone's salary to a public work group. Now I want to leave. Am I overreacting? Picture this, a random afternoon at work. Most communication channels are crickets, and you get a random notification. It's from the finance manager. What could this be? I download the file and experience the shock of my life. I can see everyone's salary, including increases over the years. Several people making 2 to 5 times my salary and getting 30% raises regularly. I was beyond shocked and I froze for almost 1 hour. When I asked for a raise, I got a silly 4%, yet several people got above 15%. I literally built fundamental tools for this organization, and I am generally a high performer. I haven't been able to get over it, and I feel disgusted since waking up daily to working with inefficient people making 3 times my pay. I'm putting this on the internet so I can look back when this situation has been resolved, and I get to work with a fair employer or become one myself.
That ending sentence, honestly, I loved that they said that. Do we know the demographics of the OP by chance?
A lot of times they'll write their age. I didn't see it in this post. I don't know their age, but if they've been there for years, you would have to assume they're probably in their 30s, but you're saying maybe they could be younger and they're just being taken advantage of. I don't know.
Well, I actually was thinking while you were saying that was there are incompetent people who are making like 30% raises. Maybe OP didn't ask for a raise. Maybe it's that kind of situation where the boss says, you're willing to come in and ask for a raise? What's your asking price? And you say it and they're like, okay. 4% versus 30% makes me feel like maybe the coworkers are men and the OP was a woman. We know that there's obviously like a wage difference between men and women, even in 2026. So in my head, it was like 30, 40-year-old men working who were getting like a 30% increase, who were consistently getting paid higher raises than me if I was, regardless of my age, whether I was like 45 or I was 28 and I'd been working there for like 3 years or whatever. If I was a woman and I was in that situation, I would absolutely be livid. I would be shocked. I would feel disrespected. What I would do is I would actually go to the boss and say, why the discrepancy? I would like to be paid the exact same if I'm doing the same amount of work. And if I was then told no, then I would quit. I would see if I could get a job somewhere else, or I would again start my own company. I think they were very smart in that last sentence, very thoughtful, very open-minded in regards to they weren't being malicious. They were just saying, this isn't okay, and I don't feel good about what's going on here.
I'll read you a comment here. Someone wrote, sunlight is the biggest enemy of shady pay practices. The second numbers hit, everybody suddenly realizes how much BS they've been fed. Expose them. Make sure every other lower paid employee sees this and responds accordingly. Then look for a new job. Another comment says, yes, us suckers thinking it's too taboo to discuss salaries. It's impolite. That attitude needs to stop with this generation. No company is your friend. Start getting applications out there. If you've helped your current company become more profitable, make them bid for you to stay. Let's play a little high vibe, low vibe here. What would be your lowest vibe, knee-jerk reaction response to this? If you're the employee, you see this, you go in the next day, and what do you say to your boss?
Lowest vibe, go into the boss, say, what is going on here? Why the disrespect? And probably like scream quit, like rage quit, I guess you could say, would be the lowest vibe. Like, because at that point, I feel like in the lowest vibe, you're not listening to what they're saying anyway. You're just in such like a red haze that you wouldn't be able to understand. You know what I mean? Even OP said they sat there for an hour in shock. So I think lowest vibe, you go into the boss, not the next day, same day, and you scream quit and you rage quit and you yell at them with the door open in front of everybody.
Okay. Now, another low vibe I just thought of is, because I've heard of a friend doing this, is you semi-sabotage the systems you created. You kind of like go in there, you unplug like a gremlin, unplug a few of those software connections. And now they're like, I can't get this to work. All the interest in my product. whatever it is, right? If they built systems, let's say it's software or something like to automate, to make things more efficient, it's like all of a sudden all the leads are not forwarding to the sales department. And then there's quiet quitting, which I don't really think that helps here anyway. Quiet quitting is just you're just checking out, but you're just going to still accept it. No, that's not where it is. The high vibe response is to, as best you can, separate worth from pay. The most important thing to realize is that your salary is a reflection of the company's budget and their negotiating skills and yours, really. Yeah. It's not a reflection of you and your human value or even your talent. So OP, just because a diamond is sold at a garage sale price doesn't make it a piece of glass. You are still the diamond. The buyer just got a lucky deal. Now that you know that, it's time to move on and remember to be much bolder the next time. Demand what you're worth. Being bold and being brave is like one of the big things I think we need to learn while we're here on this planet. You know, this is OP's new mantra. I am grateful for the skills I've built here, but my energy is too valuable to be undervalued. So thanks for the memories.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, just never let being underappreciated or undervalued affect your self-esteem, because there are going to be people who are going to try and undervalue you throughout your life. And like you mentioned, as a woman, yeah, I don't understand. This gets into a much larger conversation, but I don't understand how if two people are qualified, despite race, religion, or gender, why does one ever have a thought of getting paid more or getting paid less for the same performance? Now, if it is a different performance, no matter who you are, I do believe that performance should be valued. For example, baseball players get paid whatever it is, $20 million a year because they have averaged, let's say, 40 plus home runs. Okay, well then maybe you need to say, if you don't average 40 plus home runs, you don't get this part of your pay, because why are you just paying them a blanket fee to just go out there? There's been a couple players I'm not going to mention in baseball who just go out there and suck after they get that mega deal. And you're like, what? We just have no recourse? You're just going to collect this money and not even live up to our expectations? Yeah. So that's where I think performance matters. And that's where, someone, despite gender, despite race, despite anything, whoever is performing the best should get paid a little more, I think. But
yeah. I really liked what you said about worth not being attached to monetary value. Like, I think we spoke about this the other day. We are in such a greed mindset as a humanity and as a country right now. Like, greed is so rampant amongst everyone. I mean, from ages like 6 to 100, everyone is money-based mindset. And it doesn't mean that you're not valued. It doesn't mean that you're not important. It doesn't mean that you don't have the most fruitful life or that you don't have surplus of loved ones who... Are you wealthy because of the money, or are you wealthy because of the life you live? And I think that's something here where if we take that high vibe, is this what's important to you, or is this just a part of what's important to you? Yes, we all obviously have to feed ourselves and we have to live, and like housing rates are going up, and I've got 2 cats that need to eat before I eat, I've got to pay my student loans. But at the same time, I can live my life happily without a lot of other things that money would fund.
I saw this quote somewhere. They said, if money is all that makes you happy, or you think that's all that makes you happy, you're never going to be happy. You're going to till the day you die, you're going to be trying to get more happiness by pursuing more monetary gain. So I really believe that abundance, a true cosmic abundance, is something that involves love and fulfillment and connection. It's not just money. Like, money can help you do things. It can be an energy to help you, buy certain elements like, let's say, a car or a house or other goods. But that's never what makes anyone happy. If so, why would people who are that rich some of them seem to be the most out of alignment with humanity?
It can bring you things that you would like. It cannot bring you joy.
We're gonna